Breaking news, Hamas handing over 4 female Israeli hostages kidnapped during the October 7th massacre.
And Israel releasing this video showing the parents of the 4 hostages watching and cheering as they're being handed over to the Red Cross.
And they weren't the only ones. There were smiles, claps, and more cheers in Tel Aviv as you see the crowd there. And what's been known as Hostage Square as Israelis watch the moment that the women were escorted to freedom. ABC's Britt Clinton is in Tel Aviv with more. Britt, good morning to you. Tell us what that moment was like.
Yeah, good morning, Janae. More extraordinary scenes in Gaza, and now here, a lot of relief in Tel Aviv following celebrations and tears of joy after those 4 hostages were handed over from Hamas.
This morning, the moment 4 Israeli hostages are released by Hamas after 15 months of captivity. Female soldiers Karina Ariev, Daniela Gilboa and Naama Levy, all 20 years old, as well as 19-year-old Liri Albag, paraded on a stage in carefully choreographed scenes, Hamas projecting an image of order and authority in Gaza City. The young women smiling and waving at the cheering crowd in Palestine Square. The 4 taken captive on October 7th with 1 other Israeli soldier seen in this video. Relief in Tel Aviv, where supporters gathered to watch the moment the hostages are freed.
Emotions running very high here, cheers and clapping as those hostages are handed over from Hamas to the Red Cross.
Their families celebrating as they're handed over to the IDF. Gilly Roman's sister Yarden was returned to Israel in the first hostage prisoner exchange in November 2023.
What would you tell the family members of those hostages released?
Yes. Well, they are experiencing something that I experienced very closely. Their life is going to be turned upside down again, but this time for the upside.
In exchange for the 4 hostages, Israel is expected to release another 200 Palestinian prisoners today as part of the hostage and ceasefire deal, many of those prisoners serving life sentences. And thousands of displaced Palestinians are on Sunday hoping to go back to what's left of their homes in northern Gaza, where American volunteer Dr. Omar Malas tells us they're returning to devastation.
Unfortunately, there's not really homes to travel back to. It's really just rubble. And, certainly we have been seeing some bodies be recovered now.
In total, 33 hostages are set to be released in the first phase of the deal during a 6-week truce. 2 Americans, Keith Siegel and Sagi Dekelchen, are expected to be among those freed. In exchange, Israel will release hundreds of Palestinian prisoners.
Now, in another sign of just how fragile this deal is, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu now saying Palestinians won't be able to return to the north unless the release of female civilian Arbel Yahud is arranged.